This is England's first fan-owned football club, and today we are visiting for our non-league series under the Floodlights. The league table is tight at the top, so how will this club compare? Formed in 2001, Enfield Town FC were the first fully fan-owned football club, breaking away from the original Enfield FC. In the first season in the Essex Senior League, they finished as runners-up before winning the league title the year after. Enfield Town originally played at Goldsdown Road, the home of Brimsdown Rovers, in a ground share agreement. However, in 2008, the London Borough of Enfield announced an agreement to relocate to the Queen Elizabeth II Stadium. This officially opened in 2011 after making improvements and the first game being against Tottenham. But after all this time, they finally had a stadium which they could call home after so much work with the council. Fast forward to today and they are in England's 6th tier, pushing to stay in the National League South. Today they play Welling United, 20th versus 21st, and a huge game for Enfield Town if they want to stay in the division. And recently they've been on some good form, so they'll be confident going into this. And welcome to a very calm and chill Enfield. We have made it to London. Loads of fields, unfortunately they're rugby pitches. And when I say there's a lot of pitches, I can probably count about 20 goalposts. That's a lot. And just up here on the left is the Queen Elizabeth Stadium. But is there a rugby club here as well? There might well be a rugby club too. Yeah, I mean, that gives it away, doesn't it? I mean, state the obvious. Takes a genius to work that one out, doesn't it, Josh? But this is where we're going today. The floodlights, oh no. I wish I never saw the floodlights, but I just have. So this is where the players, officials and guests entrance is. I mean, yep. I'm just reading it, to be honest. But from the outside, it's very different. Different to your normal stadium you'd visit, let's put it that way. But this is it. That is the design of the stadium I really wanted to come to visit. Can we sneak in quickly, have a little look? Oh, it's open, so we may as well. So this is where the club shop is, Enfield Town Football Club. A very spacious area here for the fans. But this is what it looks like, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it's different, isn't it? I'm all for doing something a bit unique. And actually, last night I was at Chelmsford and they had an Olympic running track around it too. So we've got the same today. So this is the UK's first fan-owned football club, and we are visiting it tonight for a match day experience. It's going to be something. This is the terracing we've got here, just in case you're not tall enough to look over this, I guess. This is just so different and unique. I mean, it really does remind me of last night at Chelmsford City, I'm not gonna lie. Just for the fact that it's got a running track around it. But out of all the non-league clubs I go and visit, I visit 2 games in 2 days and they've both got tracks around it. Look how close you feel from the terracing to the pitch too. You feel really close to it. A lot of work has been done here at Enfield Town, especially gaining promotion last year to the National League South this year. It's been brilliant, but they've had to meet regulations and everything, seating requirements, even something silly as we can see at the sunset. Them seats up there, they need to add 25 more seats up there. It's just something like that, 25 seats just to meet a regulation in the league. Especially if we talk about the average attendance for this season so far, 843 at this stadium, which I think is brilliant. Think of the gate sales, think of people buying the food and drink here. From gaining promotion for a fan-owned club, this is brilliant money. They are getting every single match day, especially being in this division, the away fans coming here. It's absolutely fantastic for this revenue they can gain from being promoted into the National League South this year. Like, think of Torquay United, for example, coming here. The money they spent, it's so good for this football club. I know we've already mentioned it, but a game tonight against Welling United is vital. If they want to stay in this division, Enfield, they need to win games like tonight, especially with a game in hand. Talking about the regulations again, they do need to introduce segregation somewhere. The higher they go in this division, unless they've got promoted to the National League, then they need to introduce segregation when teams like Oldham come down to town. So after speaking to our director here, that is definitely something in the plans and has to be in the plans if they want to move forward as a club. I think if we look at the Floodlights too, we all know what we're going to rank it, don't we? The legends of the game, the groundsmen. You got to give respect. They're putting sand all over the pitch. As I said in the Chelmsford video, they are the real heroes. And I'll always say it, blue and white netting for a club who plays in blue and white always gets my approval. I met up with one of the directors who gave me a little tour around the facility. Proceeding into the changing rooms, we see a surprise. We've got the Haribos ready. But we see the kit all neatly laid out. Haribos, Whispers, Tanfastics, the lot. But overall, a dressing room which does them nicely. And then in the boardroom, there was signed shirts, pennants, absolutely everything. But you think of a boardroom and you don't really think about this. Seeing the microwave in the corner and then seeing the layout like a home kitchen. It's a bit crazy. Enfield Town had a friendly in pre-season against Arsenal for the first time ever on the 16th of July 2000.
2024. But it was really good to see the framed photos and all the memorabilia of Enfield Town.
But the people at this football club, by the way, just absolutely top draw. But we've had a little look around the stadium now, and all we've got to do now is officially come in later for the actual match. We are back under the floodlights. Let's see what it's got in store for us, and hopefully a good entertaining match, because this is really big for both teams. And we are back in, and we're going straight to it.
My mentality was to go straight to the food and drink, order that double cheeseburger, and now I'm a happy man.
Right, we've just paid £11 for a double cheeseburger and a Diet Coke. We have to be honest and say that is on the expensive side, but nevertheless, it looks unbelievable in all fairness. And a brioche bun, respect. I will give you a live taste test though.
And whilst I take a bite, make sure you leave a like on this video.
All right, I'd pay 20 quid for that burger.
Right, let's not take the piss.
Okay, this might be one of the best cheeseburgers I've had at the football. Like the cheese just melts, the brioche bun. It's simply tick the boxes despite the price. Who knows, I might be back to get some more food. And if you think I'm joking, I'm really not. And look at these flags, by the way, they're absolutely huge. We've got to say too, a match ticket for this game is £14, which I think for National League South is a really good price. A fair play to Enfield. Since going up, I think that's a really good price. It's a nice little club shop, listen, on the line. I saw my local club on a little pennant. I'll give it to them. I think the club shop looks brilliant. It's got a mix of programs, you've got pennants in there, the shirts, scarves. It's got absolutely everything you want in such a small club shop. They've made the most of it, let's put it that way. Under the floodlights at Enfield Town, though. What do you think of this ground? Comment down below, out of 10, what you think. Here goes nothing, and the players are out for this big game. And I will say something, there's a lot of people here, which is impressive. Come on, the Enfield boys. I will say, I have got to visit Welling one day. I will do it. My mission is to complete the National League North and the National League South. It won't be this season, but next season, I'm going to complete it. And that is exactly why I haven't switched ends, because this is always an option. Now I'll just watch all the fans switch over again. It's quite funny. Unlucky guys, play smarter next time. Game's a game, isn't it? Game's a game. I will say, I've got high hopes, though. I think this could be a good atmosphere, too. I might be completely wrong. But on that note, I'm in position and we're underway, which is good.
After you watch this video, make sure you check out my previous video, which was me visiting Chelmsford City, also in the National League South. I'll leave the link in the description if you want to watch that video and catch up. But on that note, one of many dangerous corners from Enfield.
Ooh. There you go. Oh my.
And the keeper looks confident tonight.
Oh! There you go.
Yeah!
Oh!
You heard that right, the man next to me did thought that was in.
He's just missed an open goal.
But as we look at the floodlights, let me know down in the comment section below where you want me to visit next. Another corner and more issues.
Oh!
And again, another corner and another flap from the keeper.
Oh! There you go. Oh! There have been some sitters miss this game, I'll tell you.
But every one of these corners just lead to something.
Oh! Oh my. These corners every single time are just causing an issue. Surely he's got to have a pop here. He is. I'm glad he tested the keeper because he needed testing.
But with all of these corners, surely one goes in.
Yeah. Oh! That's good, that. That is good, that. Great ball in, great header. Brilliant, that. I'll give it to him. That was a really good ball in, really good header. And we haven't seen a 0-0 today.
The fans are happy and they finally scored from a corner, and Welling still don't know how to defend a corner.
Half time here, 1-0, and it's actually been quite an entertaining game despite it only being 1-0. And every time from the corner, you put a shot in or a corner in on that keeper, there's going to be problems. And one of the corners actually finally did find the back of the net, and it's 1-0 to Enfield. And hopefully they can get the 3 points, because it'll be absolutely huge for the league table and for them to stay up if they do so. And don't get me wrong, there's loads of games left in the season, but to win 3 games in a row, considering their circumstances a few weeks ago, is huge. I mean, look at the view from here, and this is such an old building, by the way, just being in here. But look at the fans behind the goal. The atmosphere from these fans, by the way, has actually been really good. The atmosphere for those behind the goal have been really good, and I'm giving the credit it deserves. Probably the best atmosphere I've heard in this series so far.
And the old architecture in this building is crazy.
And now we're back down to reality, down the bottom again. For a Tuesday night, though, it's been a really good attendance. 744, which I think is really respectable. A lot of Tottenham fans here, I can tell, but they have a really good friendship between the two clubs, which is brilliant.
And despite so many fans in the area supporting Tottenham, they're down at their local Enfield Town supporting their non-league club. That is what I respect and really love to see, so make sure you follow your non-league club.
There you go. Yes. Oh, fair play. Fair play.
The striker was clinical to put them 2-0 up.
And there you go. Enfield have doubled their lead, 2-0 in a big game for the bottom of the table. This is huge. And it looks like it could be 3 wins in a row, which is incredible. That was a great finish for number 9, 2-0-2 in a game they had to win. God, I tell you, whoever's on the mic, he's got energy, and that's good. Especially with a game in hand on Welling, it's a vital win if they get it. Oh, what a turn that is. It's a shame he's offside. Shame he's offside, because that would have been an unbelievable turn for 3-0. I will be honest, there's not been much action this second half whatsoever other than the goal. And even the game, this guy on the mic, by the way, he's got energy, I keep saying it. But nevertheless, there's not been many chances this whole game, to be fair. In the first half, they had a few corners, and the second half has been nothing, to be honest. But they're getting the job done. Owen up there, who's doing the horns then? 6 minutes added on. If you're a Welling fan, you'd be laughing really, you just want to go home. And now it's full time. Enfield Town get the win. And what a big win that is for the league table, the relegation battle, for them to stay in the division. It is a vital 3 points. The best fans on this series so far, without a doubt. However, if we turn to our right, these fans of Welling are not happy at all. And I'm not too surprised, if I'm honest. They look dreadful. They're going to get a good ranking. And talking of a ranking, how do we rank our time at Enfield Town?
A very enjoyable evening in North London, but we start with the stadium. It has a running track around it, however does have decent terracing behind each goals, and I did get a tour of the changing rooms. But to keep it consistent like Chelmsford City, we have to give it a 2 out of 10. Atmosphere, it was great from Enfield and barely stopped for the 90 minutes, but let's equal it with Hallam, 8.7. The floodlights were the same old, so again, to keep it consistent, we'll go for a 2.5. And finally, the cost. Adult match ticket being £14 was phenomenal, and the double cheeseburger and Diet Coke being £11 may be on the pricier side, so let's give it a 5 out of 10. This is how the league table looks 7 episodes in. Leave a like on this video if you are enjoying the series.